Welcome to Let's Play Need for Speed 2, Episode 4. Alrighty then, so we are halfway through the tournament in this game, and officially that means we still have 3 tracks to go. And officially it is now time for us to head over to our 4th track in the tournament, which is Pacific Spirit. And now I am going to mute myself because I need a drink.
From trendy city streets to old-growth rainforest, this track is a virtual year-round playground. Starting off in the metropolitan heart of downtown, this fast-paced road trek quickly leaves the city behind for more natural surroundings. Nestled between calm Pacific waters and majestic mountains, a weather-torn highway winds through an enchanted old-growth forest, where you can catch glimpses of an ancient native settlement. A twisting ascent into the mountains will leave you breathless, but prepared for the race back down the slopes to the city.
Alright, so nice little narration there. And even though I did manage to win this on my previous attempt at recording this, I forgot to load up my progress in the tournament prior to this event on my previous recording of this. And just to be sure, obviously, that does confirm my current progress. I have officially won on 3 of the 6 tracks so far, and the car I'm using for this, well, the car I've been using for all my other attempts, and that is obviously this, the Ferrari F50. And even though it's taken me so many attempts to try and win with this thing, I'm still confident that I can win this goddamn race with this goddamn car.
In keeping with its racing heritage and commemorating 50 years of Ferrari history, the Formula One-inspired F50 represents a long line of automotive excellence and achievement. This stallion from the Ferrari stables is a 2-seat Formula One race car with very few compromises to make it street legal. Based on the Ferrari 333 SP, its composite carbon fiber body and 513 horsepower engine allows it to reach 60 miles per hour in a blistering 3.7 seconds. The F50's striking personality also affords some innovative design features. With its Berlinetta detachable rooftop, this car can be driven as either a coupe or a spider. It is also the first production car to have the engine and transmission bolted directly to the carbon fiber chassis, making this assembly an integral structural component of the F50. With an extremely seductive look and a top speed of 202 miles per hour, the F50 is clearly the prized thoroughbred of the Ferrari lineup.
Alright, so nice little narration there as always, and obviously for clickbait purposes I'm going to play the video. So yeah, neat little video there as always. And obviously, I'm now going to leave the showcase before the narration starts off again, because I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. And officially, it is all settled. This is the car I am using. And just to check again, yep. Okay. Let's go and race, and hopefully it's spite of literally knowing how evil these AI are, I am still willing to kick their jumped up little asses and win this thing, regardless of knowing how much they literally do not give a shit about my existence. I'm still winning this, no matter what the circumstances may be. I'm gonna fucking win this, no matter what it takes. I will win this eventually.
3,
That
2,
I guarantee.
1, go!
And since I now have everything organised, hopefully this time nothing will go wrong on the final lap. Even though I'm anticipating pretty much everything is going to go wrong on the final lap, because that is precisely where I've been robbed before. And yes, I do emphasize the word robbed, because that's literally how frustrating this has been. Come on, keep it off the wall, keep it off the wall, keep it off the wall. Okay, I kept it off the wall. Even though the GT90 still blocked me, I did manage to keep it off the wall. And I still end up getting fucked. Because, like I said before, these AI literally just do not fucking care about the existence of the player. That is literally how irritating this is. And also because of the main reason on why it's taken me so many failed attempts to try and win this. And not just because of the two GT1s which I'm currently running with, but pretty much because of this field in general. Considering I already used the Elise to win this event. Sorry, to win the previous event. And I think one thing I've established is that's one car I'm not going to use again. And I think I just killed one of the Ferraris. Considering obviously there are no teammates in this game. And the GT90 just wrecked the second of the two McLarens. So they definitely collided, there is no doubt about that. And I'm getting ousted by my clone Ferrari. But at the very least, I am now up into the lead because the McLaren just wrecked. Right, so first lap, in my honest opinion, was actually pretty good. Regardless of how off the pace I may be compared to these AI, I'm still managing to keep myself going up to a consistent pace. That is probably the best I've done with that corner on pretty much all my previous attempts. That is probably the best entry I've had through that corner. Yep, I should have known that was going to happen, but fortunately I did have my foot on the brakes if I knew disaster was going to strike, and that is precisely what I feared was going to happen. Even though at the moment I'm actually not losing too much pace. Even if it looks like it. So far this has actually been a good run, and so far at the moment I have not been caught up in any major incidents, even though I do have two McLarens to dice it out with. Almost losing the rear end there, but managing to save it because I lifted, and the leader is extending. But again, I'm assuming he must have hit the wall somewhere, so that now puts me back into the lead, and both McLarens are coming. Fucking hell. And somehow, I did not get the worst end of that. I have no idea how I did not get the worst end of that. I really don't. Even though he was the one that caused the incident, that was probably guaranteed to fuck me. Even though I just fucked one of the other clowns. But anyways, halfway through this, and I already want this shit show of a race to be over. Because of how these fucking AI just do not want to race the player cleanly, ever. Honestly, I'm basically wishing this race only was 2 laps long, and then obviously I wouldn't have to deal with the feeling to scream every time I get fucked, because that's literally how goddamn annoying it is to race these AI. Because they'll basically just continue to fuck me even if I don't fuck them. That's basically what it is they're doing. Okay, just got a little bit of a scrape there, but fortunately it was only a minor scrape. It was nothing major. And I'm now closing in on the leader again. And narrowly avoiding the rocks, despite of literally knowing how close I was. But I am staying close to the leader. And somehow I managed to avoid the wall. And he is still continuing to block me, but somehow I still managed to keep myself going. And if I can just get a good entry out of here, as I do, and then hopefully...
Best lap, final lap.
Yeah, what he said, final lap. Then hopefully I might be able to possibly get the W this time, regardless of how it's literally taken me probably more than a decade of attempts to actually get this done rightfully. Yeah, that was through no fault of my own. And just as I suspected, I knew that was going to happen. And they're still fucking me. As I expected them to do. Well, at least I know it's a long lap, and oh fuck me. I just cannot get one single corner done properly. Well, good thing rubber banding is in this game. Or else I would literally think one of these cars could just be dominating this event. Just gotta hope I don't get fucked on the later stages of this lap, and then hopefully I might be able to finally pull this off. Even though I did pull this off previously, I forgot to load up my tournament progress before I did this. And well, since I now have everything sorted out, hopefully everything will be done properly this time. As I just managed to narrowly save it from catastrophe, and oh, that could have easily been a full metal impact if I didn't have my foot on the brakes. And short shifting. Okay, I think I'm clear of the AI this time. Looks like the GT90 is in second, and thank God. I have done it. I have finally done it.
Congratulations, you have won the race.
It's official. I have secured victory at Pacific Spirit. That was just about as much of an ordeal as North Country was.
Congratulations, you've got a top time for this track.
And obviously you're gonna put in my first name because, well, why the hell not? And hopefully, since I've done everything properly this time, I might be able to give myself something reasonable. But there we go. It is possible to win at Pacific Spirit in simulation mode, and also with a Ferrari F50, which is precisely what I did. So Menace finished in second in the first of the two McLarens. Nitrous eventually finished third in the F50. Then it was Eraser who finished in fourth in the second of the two other F50s that were in this event. Jetboy had eventually finished in fifth, probably because of his poor cornering speeds. Then it was Zippy in sixth in the second of the two McLarens, and then at the back, Scooter and Woody in the two Lotus GT1s. And also furthermore, that was a pretty close race between his AI, because that was only 5 seconds from second to 8th in that race. Meanwhile, I won by 3.06 seconds. And my best lap came on my third lap. Probably because I was fucked the least amount of times on the third lap. Also furthermore, my second lap was quite good as well. But there we go. 4 tracks are down, and we still have 2 tracks left. And will I win on both of them? Well, you will just have to wait and find out. Considering both of them are probably going to be even harder to win on than Pacific Spirit. Because these AI will never race you cleanly, ever. But there we are. So, Mediterraneo is next, and then after that, we have Mystic Peaks to conclude the tournament. And as for what car I will use for that, well, you will just have to wait and find out. But officially, what I'm going to do now is save my tournament progress. And I'm also going to save my records. So, saving records. That took me way too many tries to beat. And saving tournament progress. Don't need to change the name because, well, that's already there, but there we go. So, after all of that trial and error, that was Pacific Spirit. And next up is Mediterraneo, and will it be just about as much of an ordeal as North Country and Pacific Spirit have been? I would say yes, absolutely. They will both be just about as much of an ordeal as Pacific Spirit was, but anyways. Next time we will be doing Mediterraneo, and so until then, stay tuned for more of Need for Speed 2.